We at Pachamama Alliance wanted to make sure that you knew first about a campaign that we're giving birth to. We're kind of the midwives of it, but we'd like it to be a campaign that comes from everywhere and nowhere. That nobody kind of knows where it came from, but it's on the lips and hearts and minds of everybody on earth. And it comes from what I think we all know in our heart of hearts is the times that we're living in. And the times that we're living in are both tremendously exciting and tremendously challenging. The possibility of our time is way greater. And to be someone who stands in what we call blessed unrest, which is being awake and knowing that there's work to do, and this is the time for that on the planet, and that we're alive at a time when we can live the most meaningful lives any generation of humankind has ever lived, and be an inspiration to other people to get engaged in a way that they are part of the turning tide. It is possible to transform those trends. It is possible to transform the human condition. It is possible through human transformation to turn the tide and shift the direction of civilization. Hence, I'm here at the Transformational Leadership Council talking to people who are in the business of transformation, because that is the key factor that will turn the tide. You and your work, your seminars, your books, your way of thinking, your capacity to create context, to shift attitudes, that is the key. So first I want to tell you that and really kind of congratulate you for being exactly in the business that is the critical business for this period in history. As fast as we're all working, as successful as we all are, and as fast and powerful as the Awakening the Dreamer program is moving through the culture, it's not fast enough. It's not deep enough. It's not adequate for how fast the future that we don't want is coming towards us. So we spend some time in evolutionary design meetings, we call them, looking at what is it going to take to make the leap that needs to be taken as the scientists tell us the future we don't want is coming towards us faster than anybody realized. And so we generated a campaign, and that's what I'm here to tell you about. Okay. Right when we started looking at what to do, we had the complete blessing of hooking up with a guy named Dan Wyden, who's the CEO and founder of the largest independent advertising agency in the world, Wyden and Kennedy. They do Nike, Coca-Cola, Levi's, Target, Honda. You've seen their messages, thousands of times a day. They've influenced your life, whether you wanted them to or not. They're brilliant, brilliant advertising people. And Dan went to the rainforest with the Pachamama Alliance, had the experience that some of you have had, came out of it completely transformed himself, said to us, sat down with my husband Bill and I and said, I have the largest independent ad agency in the world. We make it our business to change people's minds, attitudes, and behaviors in 30 to 60 seconds. What can we do? Wyden and Kennedy and the Pachamama Alliance have come together to design a global communications campaign around the times in which we're living in that hopefully will galvanize the shift. Now, to say what I mean by that is we think, and many people would say, Al Gore in particular, Van Jones is another, the scientists at this lab would say, we have somewhere between 3 and 4 years probably to turn the direction of things, not to get everything done, but to shift the direction from going towards cataclysm to going towards sustainability, justice, and a world that works for everyone, the kind of world that you're all about. But the window is pretty short. Now, you can argue about that, and people love to argue about that, but rather than argue about how long it is or whether that's true, we suggest that we assume that that might be true and behave as if it is, because with what's coming towards us, lifestyles will absolutely need to change. But whether we're forced to change them in a way that's harmful and frightening, and some things become irreversible because we wait too long, or if we create a positive tipping point out of choice, out of sourcefulness, out of our longing to serve and to be the people we want to be on this planet, is the kind of choice point we might be in right now. So the campaign that we've created with Wyden and Kennedy is around these next 4 years. So I'm going to show you a little 2 minutes, only 2 minutes long clip about this campaign, which is called 4 Years Go. Let me just back up and say Dan Wyden, the guy who runs this agency, he is the genius. He's considered an advertising genius. He's the guy who thought up Just Do It for Nike. Just Do It is just 3 words, but it sent Nike right to the top. The kind of power in advertising that we have said in the symposium, if you've taken it, what if the advertising agencies took on turning the tide? What would that look like? Well, one of the top agencies in the world has, and we hope others will follow. And to take that kind of talent and genius that went into Just Do It, or It's the Real Thing for Coke, or slogans or phrases that actually don't even know what they mean, but they become part of a meme in your own life and the way you think, is what they do. So I'll show you what they've come up with for 4 Years Go.